course, you dated, it didn't work, but what made this one work? What made her stand out of the many?
Send me. So when I was growing up, I was maturing. So
what about her?
What about her?
That made you decide to marry her?
My wife.
Your wife, I mean.
My wife. Baby. I don't know. I think it was time. It was just time. And it was her. It was time and it was her.
What about her?
What about her?
Yes.
It's a story for another day.
No.
No, I'll tell you one day. No. You won't have enough time. I need at least minimum 2 to 3 hours to give you.
We'll give you 5 hours. Let's go.
Yeah, you don't have that.
Let's go.
What time do you have to do 9
don't
something?
Don't worry.
No. I think it was more of like meeting the person, realizing, when in your heart you have the what do they say? You have the prompting that this is the person. I mean, even for me, I ignored for a while. I was dodging. Like when I see it, then I'll go, I'm like, who cries? This lady cry, that's bothering me.
Oh, so she was bothering you?
No, she wasn't. I had not even spoken to her before.
Okay.
Yeah. But like, that thing, it kept coming. I would dodge, then it would come.
Wait. Let us understand.
You want to understand?
What was coming? Was it vision?
No.
Were you dreaming about her?
That is, I saw the person.
Okay.
I felt in my spirit that this was the person.
Right.
Do you understand? But because I also didn't know who she was, I kept ignoring. Because I don't know her. I had never met her. I'd never.
So where did you see her?
I saw her online. It started with online, and then later on I realized that I see her also at some of my events as well. But we never spoke. It took.
But you always spotted her at your event.
No. It was after I had seen her that I realized.
Okay.
So I think it was those things. I was watching an old video, then I realized that the person it came, it passed, and I was like, is it not the same person? Then I put it together, but I'll tell you the details.
So how did you finally?
Finally, that's what I meant by if I just said, God, if this is you, like. Something should happen.
So how did it happen? How did God do it?
We finally got to talk, and then, yeah. I have my reason for saying I'll give you the full story another time. One time, don't worry, one of these days I'll come for an interview. It will just be that story. But
this is the big interview.
And when it came out, where we spoke, we said, we spoke for a while. And
did you reach out to her in her inbox, or did somebody introduce her to you?
The social media thing has helped. I think I was it? Who even reached out first? No, I think she reached out first.
Okay.
And this is when I had said that I had seen the person. In my spirit, I thought it was the person. We've never met. We've never spoken. So she doesn't even know I know her or anything. And then she just said, I think there was one of the events she came to, and then after the event, she just said, God bless you. That was it. I was like, AFA.
Afa.
And then, that was it.
So you shot your shot right there?
Oh, no.
Oh, but you took her number, right?
No. I still didn't. That's what I meant by, it's a long
So how long did you date?
Dating probably was for like maybe a year, but we spoke for a while. Just like talking. And I think around that time, she even thought I was dating. It was also, I made sure that, all those things won't come up. I was even about to get married, all those things. So she had no idea that I even liked her.
Right.
No idea.
And that was how many years of talking?
For a while, before finally everything settled.
So like 3 years of talking?
That's what I mean. I won't be able to, let me see, no. Because I didn't prep for this conversation,
you didn't have to
think about the time.
When you got here, what did I tell you?
But not this. No, not this one. I told you that.
I told you.
Have you ever heard me talk about this before?
This is the big interview.
But because also part of it is some of these convos, you have to make sure that the woman too is aware that you are putting her stuff out there.
Oh, we're not putting her stuff out. We are talking about how Joe and
details.
Mrs. Joe met.
I mean, it's not you, so you are. If it was you, so some of the details you have to make sure.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, if I talk about this, you are cool. All those things.
But talking for about 3 years, there's nothing wrong with telling us.
Oh no, we spoke for a while. I don't think 3 years. It wasn't 3 years. But it was those things when you knew. So when it was time, you just said, do you want to do this? Let's do it. And then we just did it. And that
that's how it was?
Yeah.
So I just want to marry you. And she said, okay.
Yeah. It was not too long, stretchy, anything beyond like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I think for me too, I was like, COVID. Most of my people are in Abuchi dentists. COVID, too many people can't come out. So I'll be able to control the number. That was the biggest deception of my life. Thinking that COVID so I can control numbers. When I raised my head and I saw the people outside, I said, right.
Oh, you forgot you were your Mettle?
No, I didn't. But I was thinking because it was COVID, people won't come out like the usual way. So we said, we want to do this small number. The people outside, hey, Radhi.
We saw videos and pictures of your wedding. It was very, very beautiful. Now, when people get married, sometimes they have, people coming out to say all sorts of things, negative things. Did you go through that?
Are you asking me or you are trying to remind yourself? Yeah, obviously, it was online. It was everywhere. Everyone who they say is in the limelight sometimes goes through it. I did like everyone else. Everyone saying what they would say. This one say, the girl is this. This one say she's pregnant. There was even one lady on one of the stations, and she came up. She said, she's pregnant. The reason she has her sources. They say that the reason why I married the girl is because the girl is pregnant and the parent says if I don't marry her, something. And so even the person in the studio with her says it's alleged. She said, no. She knows where her hey, sister is on TJ. We almost, for the very first time, I almost took action, but I was like, you know what, it's not necessary. So we had to speak to her. Unfortunately, where she worked, I know the owner of the station, and it was going to be long. So, of course, I'm like, how can you have confidence to destroy somebody's family like that? I was like, listen, I happen to be in this, so I do understand. So even when you talk about me and stuff, I really don't. Does
your wife get affected when she
hears
these
not that.
things?
But it was around that time, it was new to her. She had just gotten married. So it was a lot, She's fine, though. My wife took my cue. And my favorite saying would be "Ombe fine," and she started saying it to people, So at a point, she understood how this thing works and ignored it. So my point was, after a while, I was like, "Sister, auntie, I because who now who was sources, who now who, and then they came up with another story. I'm like, you know what? Ombe okay. Okay. Some are okay.
But it did affect you a bit, right?
Me, no.
Not at all.
No.
But if it didn't affect you, then why were you going to reply?
No. I was. That thing where they say, for the first time, I was trying to defend my wife, which normally, if it was me, I would have ignored. But I was like, no, you can't do this. And I thought that it was going too far, And my point was, there's a reason why. Even sometimes people sit online and will say it was alleged or all those kind of things. But when you have that level of confidence to destroy somebody's family like that, it was fine. So she was just supposed to come to the court, bring the proof of the pregnancy, do all those things. After it's not a year. And then maybe I would have gotten some nice cash from her, some defamation of something like that.
But you didn't do it.
But and actually, we solved it. It was one of those things.
That's good. And then the baby girl came. Girl dad. Yo! Were you there when baby was being born? Did you collapse?
Oh no.
Okay.
No, I was there the whole time. I was there throughout the whole pregnancy to the childbirth and everything. I was there throughout the whole labor time. I was there.
How did you feel seeing your baby come out?
It was a joyful moment. It was a joyful moment, both for the fact that the baby's out and the fact that the mother is also relieved and all that. The pushing and
how did you feel when she was going through labor?
It's difficult. It's difficult. You feel her pain. You literally feel her pain when you know.
No, how did Joe feel?
No, that's what I mean. It's difficult to actually even be there and be looking, because it's a lot. It's a lot. And can this thing just finish so that this woman can be free? You are praying for her. encouraging her, all those things, and it was a lot. But thankfully, God came through for us, and the baby was born. Yeah.
And now, being a girl dad, how does it feel like?
You know how they say girls are more attached to their fathers and things. So once you come home, and my girl has energy. Like that girl, too much energy. Like today, she woke up like 4 times or something. So me having to be here was, and when she wakes up and she wants to play, everybody needs to wake up, So sometimes when you want to even sleep, she'll take some of the sleep away from you. But it's still a nice feeling knowing that even after all that, you still can't always wait to get back to her and all that. So it's nice.
Have you made any changes after becoming a daddy?
What kind of changes?
Some people make changes. I've seen people cut their hair, people change their look, people
I always cut my hair, so it doesn't matter.
No, people with like braids. Cut
I
their
don't
hair.
have braids.
Some people decide to be, stay at home more with their children. I don't know about Joe.
Okay, so for me, because I travel a lot, I always try as much as possible that any chance I get to stay home, I do. So that when I have to go, I can balance. Because I move around a lot. Wow. So like, let's say I have, what's the word? I have like a shoot later today around, say, 2. But right after the interview, I'll go home again, just spend a few hours and then come back again to town. Sort of like what I spoke about from the beginning, that you intentionally making time. It's very important. So you try as much as possible before, because in March, like I leave in March, I'll be back like end of April.
Oh, wow.
And I'll go again in June, I'll be back in, so it will be like that time, and it's always like that. So